Today, we're going to be talking about three Yankees that have not only turned their seasons around, but are red hot and making major contributions to the team. Christian, who do we have up first?
Look, Will Warren has been really great, past three starts. And we talked about him a few weeks ago and the idea of him and Carlos Carrasco kind of just giving away games. And we said that either Will Warren or Carlos Carrasco should be off the team for Ryan Yarbrough. And that guy ended up being Carlos Carrasco. But I still really just wasn't convinced on Will Warren. I'm starting to come around a little bit. And, I don't think we can fully hop on the Will Warren train right now, but the strikeouts are legit. Like, ultimately, if you're getting swings and misses, you can find a way to be successful in the majors. So, I mean, that's been encouraging the entire year, even through the bad starts. And then, he's put it together a little bit more recently. So, he has a great pitch mix. It seemed like everything was bound to click. So recently it's been good.
Yeah, I think it's more just about trusting his stuff. I think Matt Blake said to the media the other day that he basically told Will Warren that like you can be like an above average starter in the major leagues. Like you have the stuff. And if you look at his pitch mix, four seam, sweeper, sinker, change, curve, he throws them all basically the same amount. Like that's very, very tough for a lineup to face those five pitches. He's really come around, especially his last like three or so starts. Christian, I remember his ERA was like in the high fives. His ERA right now is 4.05, 3-2 in 10 games. He also has 60 strikeouts, and his strikeout numbers have been real high. And if you look over in the Yankees strikeout leaders, he's tied with Max Fried for second most on the team. Carlos Rodon leads with 72, I believe. But Will Warren and Max Fried have the same amount of strikeouts. And that's kind of eye opening because Max Fried has been pitching to a Cy Young caliber level this season. And basically, yeah, over his last three starts, Will Warren is a 1.50 ERA, 26 strikeouts in 18 innings. I think he's starting to trust his stuff more. He's being a little bit more aggressive. I've seen him paint the corners a lot. He's looked really, really solid. And if he could continue this, maybe not to this level, but like if he can find his groove, what a big addition that would be for the Yankees rotation. That would solve a lot of problems. So it's been really nice to see him succeed so far.
Yeah, another guy, Devin Williams. And, this is, similar to Will Warren. It's like every appearance, every successful one, we just keep building our trust. And I'm kind of at the point right now with Devin Williams where I've almost thrown away the first month. And I think this is kind of like who he is. And, it was really, really scary for that first month because we knew that he always struggled a little bit out of the gate, but it was terrible. I mean, I think we could count off our hands 5 games that he's blown. But the airbender is nasty. The fastball just seems like it almost has more life now. And I don't know if it's because he's throwing it more, but he just seems just so much more in control. And if even the walks, I feel like, have gone down a little bit. And that's something that has never been his strong suit. So overall, and, you could say it was bound to happen. You could say we were the sheep for overreacting, but it looks like he's finally found the groove, and it's awesome. However, the one thing I'll say, why don't we just keep him in the setup role, keep him as the 8th inning guy? No need to change anything.
Yeah, and Christian, Aaron Boone was asked that the other day, and he responded with, "We'll see," when he was asked about Devin Williams going back to the closer role. He said he has no plans as of now. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like he's thriving in that spot. Luke Weaver's been dominant. Why mess things up?
Yeah.
Why change anything? And Devin Williams has just been fantastic in his last 6 appearances. He hasn't allowed a run in 9 of his last 10 outings. He's lowered his ERA from 11.25 to 6.88 in that 10 game span. And over his last 10 appearances, hitters are batting 107, 3 for 28. He has 14 strikeouts, so he's really coming into form. I think also too when you look at his last 10 games, Devin Williams hasn't been coming in mop up situations. Like, no, he had that big one, I believe, in extra innings against the Padres where he came in the 10th and he got that bases loaded strikeout. We saw him strike out like Machado, Tatis, I think Bogarts as well.
Yep.
He pitched really well, I think, in extra innings against the Mariners. So he's pitched in some really big spots, although they're not save situations. They're definitely high pressure, high intensity, and he's done well. So I would agree with Boone, and I would agree with you, Christian. I think if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I think they thrive in their roles right now with Weaver and Williams. And I think you just go with it. And, if you need to make a change later on, you do it. But the Yanks are rolling right now. Why change?
Yeah, and the last guy, look, Cody Bellinger. I remember on our live, I think it was towards the end of April, when I told you, I was like, all right, we have to have a conversation about Bellinger because the beginning of the season was terrible. But I think we both agreed to just table it and just give him a little bit more time, to get settled. And I mean, he's just been playing so good. So to start the season, he was hitting 175 on April 19th with a 506 OPS. Now he's hitting 265 with an 810 OPS. And I think we're finally seeing that swing that, people were saying is made for Yankee Stadium and the swing that he could thrive here because it's smooth. I feel confident with him at the plate. His at-bats and his swing just seems a little bit more controlled too. I felt like the first, few weeks it was almost Ichiro-esque where he's like dancing in the box. He seems a little bit more grounded and powerful now. So, I mean, overall, Bellinger has flipped the season around, and I think we just had to give him a little bit more time.
Yeah, he's carrying a 15-game hitting streak into today. I think it's his longest in his career, and it's the longest in Major League Baseball. We've seen the power come around, 5 home runs. He was on a little bit of a homer drought to start the season. He hit that first one on the second game of the year, but then he went a while without one. He's starting to come into form, and a Yankees offense that was really, really good is getting better now with Cody Bellinger starting to produce at a high level. I think the sky's the limit. I mean, he is like your prototypical Yankee dream, lefty bat power in Yankee Stadium with the short porch. I mean, any fan is going to get excited about that. And Cody Bellinger, he's starting to turn around, but all three of these guys making major impacts and starting to be the players that the Yankees had envisioned.